and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
Hello Nigeria, I am Becky Madujemu. It's great to be with you again on Newsline. Thank you so much for your time. There are enterprising Nigerians who are making a decent living doing humble jobs that many would rather stay in the unemployment market than undertake. We will present a group of women and some young Nigerians who are capable of motivating those who are willing to make money the simple way. The environment and traditional beliefs. What is the connection? The information we have in the offing is one that would surprise you. Get ready for that. We always party on this program. Tonight, we are bringing snippets of a governor's birthday and the launch of a new product by a beloved family brand. I'll take leave of you for some minutes as Fatima Umar Buba reads the news of the day. I will be back after she's done. Over to you, Fatih.
Thank you very much, Becky. Good to see you always, and you're all welcome to the news. The National Youth Coalition of Nigeria and youth leaders from different ethnic nationalities in Nigeria have endorsed President Buhari's re-election bid. Patricia Isamiluba reports.
174 local government coordinators, 36 state chairmen of the coalition, and more than 50,000 members of the group and the FCT Abuja are here to endorse Muhammadu Buhari for second term. The youth leader, Sokubo Sarah Igbe Sokubo, charged local government coordinators and the state chairmen to mobilize youths in their various localities to ensure the victory at the poll.
As the president of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, I hereby urge youth to obey the law and shun all forms of criminality activities.
Chief Anab Sarah Igbe, Ijaw leader and chairman of the United Niger Delta for Buhari, restates that the group will mobilize votes from the Niger Delta for President Buhari.
This is just to tell you the beginning. In the next few days, you will also see us going for 20,000 Niger Deltas in the Greek.
The group used the opportunity to congratulate the youth leader, Sokubo Sarah Igwe Sokubo, as he celebrates his birthday. Patricia Esamiluba, NTA News.
As part of efforts at ensuring victory for President Muhammadu Buhari in next month's presidential election, the Presidential Support Committee has taken its campaign to the southwest. Ayomiku Ajibola was at the venue of the inauguration in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital.
Those were the newly inaugurated Southwest Executive Members and State Coordinator Presidential Support Committee taking their oath of office. National Coordinator of the committee, Senator Godswill Akpabio, urged Nigerians to re-elect President Muhammadu Buhari for a second term in 2019 to foster continuity, hope, and development, saying the task of re-electing President Buhari is a priority that must be diligently pursued in the Southwest.
We are looking at a president who has brought back respect to Nigeria. That is why the Presidential Support Committee, made up of over 1,900 groups across Nigeria, have volunteered and are sacrificing and prepared to ensure that they will not only see the voting from the president, but they will see to the protection of the vote and the protection of the result.
He's a man of honor, a leader that is leading by example.
Senator Godswill Akpabio said that President Buhari had done well, particularly for the Southwest, within the past 3.5 years of his administration. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
In the meantime, more presidential candidates have continued to tell Nigerians of what they can contribute to further development of the nation ahead of the February 16 presidential election. This was at a national presidential debate organized by an Abuja-based non-governmental organization known as Diamond Youth Transformation Initiative of Nigeria. Timothy Yusuf reports.
8 presidential candidates participated in the debate with the theme, The Roadmap to Effective Leadership and Prosperity, How to Better the Economy, Improved Security and Infrastructure, dominated what the candidates promised to do for Nigerians if they emerge victorious.
Education will be a competency-based education system.
We will create 774 employment agencies in all the local government.
I'm a bridge between the north and the south. I'm a bridge between the old and the young.
My administration is going to focus on politics of development, building infrastructure.
The candidates also promised to deepen the fight against corruption, in addition to employment generation to the youth.
We can actually reflect our economy and double this economy in the next 5 years.
The economy must be diversified, and we focus on preventing corruption and financial leakages.
Our administration is going to ensure that we take full advantage of what God has given to us. Nigeria is so blessed, we all know.
Organizer of the debate, Uche Ekpere Paul, says the initiative was to put the candidates to task so as to give Nigerians an opportunity to choose whom they want. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
All serving APC senators and all APC senatorial candidates are to attend a dinner with President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday, 28th January 2019. A statement by the Director General APC Presidential Campaign Council, Rotimi Amechi, indicates that the dinner will be held at the State House Banquet Hall at 7:30 in the evening. Moving on now, the wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, has refuted claims on social media, alleging that she condemned the suspension of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. A statement signed by the Director of Information, Suleiman Haruna, says it is important for Nigerians to know that the commentary is fake, as the wife of the president has not made any public statements on the matter. The allegations are condemnable, and purveyors of such news are advised to recant and desist henceforth. And now to security. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, has affirmed the commitment of the Air Force to strategic leadership training in order to reinforce its operational capability. The Air Chief gave this commitment at the 2018 Course 4 of the Air Force War College in Makurdi. Achigili Magaji reports.
Command and control nature of the Nigerian Air Force recognizes that the success or failure of its operations largely depend on the strategic quality of its leadership. Therefore, the strategic leadership course is for personnel for the rank of wing commanders and equivalent in sister services. Air Marshal Abubakar noted that the course is to reposition them for command challenges and how to profile solutions to them.
The kind of challenges we face in 21st century are very complex. And for you to be part of the process of resolving those challenges or providing solutions to those challenges, you must have knowledge. Without knowledge, you can't fit in.
The Commandant Air Force War College, Makurdi Air Vice Marshal Charles Ogonwe, says the course also involves research, study visits, and practical projects. The Air Force War College, Makurdi, which was established in 2016, is the highest strategic training institution of the Nigerian Air Force for officers. In Makurdi, Achigili Magaji, NT News.
And still with the Air Force, the federal government says it is committed towards providing the necessary support and logistics for enhanced performance of the Nigerian Air Force in the discharge of its constitutional responsibility. Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema affirmed this at the Chief of Air Staff Annual Awards for personnel, whose selfless efforts have been critical to the achievements by the force in 2018. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello has the details.
They operate under demanding and tough conditions, day and night, spending hours in the air to decimate Boko Haram terrorists and deal with other security challenges by providing close air support, conducting intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions, and independent air operations. To further boost their morale for enhanced professionalism in their duties, the Nigerian Air Force decided to celebrate ingenuity and resourcefulness of personnel that are alive and those who pay the ultimate price.
It is glaring that the Nigerian Air Force has made huge sacrifices through the commitment, dedication, and perseverance of its personnel in the defense of our nation.
The occasion is also meant to celebrate personnel who showed courage in the face of terror and exhibited strength where others saw fear. Personnel who applied ingenuity where others perceived impossibility.
With the motto, willing, able and ready, the Nigerian Air Force says it will continue to be on top of its game by displaying high level of commitment to its duties. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Minister of Education Adamu has directed National Universities Commission (NUC), National Commission for Colleges (NCCE), and National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) with relevant security agencies to immediately crack down on illegal tertiary institutions within the jurisdictions. The minister, who stated this at a media briefing, said this follows the identification of 66 illegal degree awarding institutions by the National Universities Commission. Adamu said the continuous proliferation of illegal institutions of higher learning in the country is more than the university subsector, the polytechnics and colleges of education, which he described as embarrassing to the nation. He said government will not fold its hands and allow lawlessness to take over the sector.
All regulatory agencies in the public sector to work with relevant security agencies to immediately crack down hard on all illegal tertiary institutions within their jurisdiction. It should be noted that qualifications awarded by these institutions are not recognized for the purposes of NYSC or employment after that.
The minister listed 21 federal colleges of education, 48 state colleges of education, 81 private colleges of education, 14 other NCE awarding institutions, and 5 polytechnics offering NCE as approved by government. He said the processes of accreditation of tertiary institutions have been streamlined and there is no reason for any institution not to come forward for proper accreditation. The 27 years wait for public water supply by the people of Katsina local government will soon be over, as the federal government is on the verge of completing Zobe Regional Water Supply Scheme to meet their needs. Water Resources Minister Suleiman Adamu, who visited the project, reiterated commitment to timely completion. Musbahud Wahab reports.
Zobe Regional Water Supply Scheme was initiated and commenced to supply water to Katsina local government area and 7 others. But for 27 years, the hope of the people has been hanging in the balance as the project suffered foot dragging and then subsequently abandoned.
This is an important partnership agreement.
However, the hope was rekindled with a partnership in 2017 where the federal government agreed to complete the 2-phase project in 2 years and ceded about 25% of it to Katsina state government. Less than a year, the federal government is on the verge of completing its side of the bargain, which includes transmission of water from these 5,000 cubic meters tank on the hilltop of Dusimma through a 64-kilometer line to a 10,000 cubic meters capacity reservoir in Katsina.
We've been true to our words that our emphasis is to complete ongoing projects.
People in Katsina local government area will soon take public water supply from here for granted, but those in the other 7 LGAs will have their fate to be determined by the state government.
The remaining connection from Dusamma to the other local governments is the responsibility of the state government.
So it is certainly going to be a project that we must honor.
our own part of the agreement, because the federal government has honored its own part.
From Katsina, Uspav Kalwahar, NT News.
Meanwhile, the Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDP, Sadia Umar Farouk, says federal government will do everything possible to ensure that IDPs in Raba local government area of Sokoto State return to their respective communities. The commissioner gave the assurance while presenting relief materials to IDPs from 4 communities recently attacked by bandits. Usman Abdurrahman Jibrila has the report.
The internally displaced persons camp in Gandhi town is presently accommodating 1,746 households, numbering over 6,000 persons. The relief materials presented meant to cushion the hardship being experienced by IDPs include food items, cooking utensils, clothing materials, among other materials. The Commission said these materials are the first consignment, as more will be given to the IDPs.
The government of President Muhammad Buhari is doing everything possible to see that peace is restored in all parts of places where we have insurgency or armed banditry.
District heads of Raba, Bello Abdullahi, and that of Gandhi, Muhammad Machidu, thanked the federal government for the assistance and assured that the relief items will be evenly distributed to the IDPs. Some of the IDPs thanked the federal government for the assistance, calling on the government to do everything possible to return them back to their communities. In Sokoto, Abraham Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
And in line with the federal government's directive, the Federal Road Maintenance Agency has embarked on maintenance and repair work on critical failed sections of federal roads across the country. Works and Housing correspondent Muhammad Hamza Sheikh reports that maintenance work on the Abuja Kefi Road is carried out both day and night.
With an average daily traffic of 150,000 vehicles, the Abuja-Kefi Road is no doubt one of the busiest roads in Nigeria. Expanded to its present status of an expressway in the 90s, the road is a major link between Abuja and states in the northeastern part of Nigeria. Being the only route to that part, the road endures heavy economic activity with attendant dilapidation and failures in many sections, which sometimes result in accidents, breakdown of vehicles, and high cost of vehicle maintenance, among other problems.
This road was first contracted.
This prompted the managing director of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, Nuruddin Rafindadi, to order men and machinery of the agency in every state to ensure maintenance work on critical failed portions of road in their domain.
Because a lot of problems, particularly to us that are charged with the responsibility of maintenance and repair. You know, maintenance and repair is okay as long as the road is within its life period. But once it is expired, it becomes more difficult. Every day you keep repairing and maintaining, and every day new issues, new problems start occurring.
The instruction, which is in line with the federal government directive that maintenance work be carried out on all failed portions of roads across the country, is already yielding positive results, as the palliative measure is saving motorists a lot of trouble. Maintenance work on the Abuja-Kefi Road, which involves rehabilitation of all failed portions and provision of drainage system where necessary, is uniquely being carried out mostly at night. FEMA says this measure is deliberate due to the heavy traffic being recorded during the day.
Giving us the go-ahead, financially and otherwise, to carry out massive repairs along this corridor up to Kefi. In fact, the various sections of the road where we were having a lot of failures and even flooding, I think will be surely taken care of.
The maintenance work being carried out by FEMA is aimed at reducing carnage on Nigerian highways as a result of failed portions of the roads. Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerians that if re-elected for a second term, his administration will see to the successful repatriation of all the nation's looted funds still trapped in foreign countries. President Buhari, who was also speaking at the APC presidential campaign in Enugu, also thanked the people of the state for their support. Jude Abugudu has the details.
The arrival of President Buhari at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium charged up the atmosphere as the chant of Say Baba was heard from every corner. Overwhelmed by the show of love and support from his numerous supporters, President Buhari acknowledged cheers from the crowd. He said the APC has fulfilled most of the campaign promises it made in 2015 through massive infrastructural development, road construction, agriculture, security, education, employment, and anti-corruption, despite poor state of the economy when the party took over in 2015.
I assure you that the promise we made in 2015, we made honest, substantial progress.
The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adam Soshomole, and the Director General Buhari Oshibanjo campaign, Rotimi Amechi, said the only way a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction can be actualized in 2023 is when the people of the Southeast throw their weights behind APC candidates in the forthcoming elections.
Mr. President, it takes a committed people who believe in you, who believe in our party, and who are hopeful for the future.
Leaders of the party in the state assured the president of a landslide victory in the forthcoming elections. APC flags were presented to the gubernatorial candidate, Senator Ayogeze, and the three senatorial candidates of the party in the state. In Enugu, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
And now to sports. Para-powerlifting World Championship commences in
taking the required pre-championship courses towards the hosting of a world-class tournament. The maiden edition of Extreme Dance Nigeria held on Saturday at the National Stadium, Lagos. The competition, which had about 50 dancers from the initial stage, is the first choreographed marathon dance for 4 hours non-stop. It was aimed at promoting fitness and the discovery of talent.
I'm still shocked that I won this competition, but all thanks to God. Not just to dance for fun and fun, there must be a goal, there must be a vision, there must be a target.
Osa Ume Moses emerged winner of a 10-kilometer or 1 marathon in Edo State in a time of 58 minutes, while Asidi Queen won the female category in a time of 1 hour 15 minutes. The chairman of Edo State Sports Commission, Dudu Orumen, congratulated the winners, stressing that Edo State will soon be ranked among the best in the event in Nigeria. Novak Djokovic emerged winner of the 2019 Australian Open, beating Rafael Nadal 6-3, 6-2, 6-3 in the men's final to win third straight Grand Slam title and a record 7th Australian Open title. Djokovic now has 15 Grand Slam titles behind Roger Federer with 20 and Rafael Nadal's 17. With sports update, Olumide Guntola, NT News.
And fidal prayers have been held for the late Alhaja Memunat Jimada, the Director Public Communications Commission of the National Broadcasting Commission in Ilorin. Anthony Forson reports.
The late Memunat Jimada died on Saturday, 19th January, after a brief illness. At the fidal prayer was the Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, members of the NBC family led by its Director General Modibo Kawu, relations, friends and well-wishers. Prayers were offered for the Almighty to grant her eternal rest in paradise.
Late Alhaja Memuna Jimada was a consummate public servant.
And throughout the 2.5 years that we worked together, she worked with uncommon professionalism and tremendous commitment and loyalty to the work she did.
She is survived by her parents, her husband, children, and relations. In Ilorin, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Still on a sad note, the Okeke Ojindu clan of Alo Idemili, South Local Government Area of Anambra State, has announced the passing on of Lady Grace Okeke, wife of the first regional minister of agriculture. She is survived by children, grand and great-grandchildren. Now a quick look at the weather picture across the country.
To the weather focus from Nigerian Meteorological Agency, I am Suleiman Gurin. With pressure gradient tightening over the South region and very strong wind in Czech Republic, those haze over the northern region, sunny and hazy over the central cities. From inland cities of the south down to the coastal cities will be partly cloudy to cloudy conditions. Chances of morning thunderstorms activities are likely over Lagos in the morning. Progressing into the afternoon evening hours, high prospects of thunderstorms activities over the southeast, southwest coast of Nigeria. From inland cities of the south up to the southern central will be in partly cloudy to cloudy conditions, while those haze will remain throughout the focus period in the northern region. Surface data shows that cyclonic vortex sitting down in Yelwa axis in Kebbi State, so we anticipate some partly cloudy conditions over that axis in the afternoon evening hours. I leave you with temperature details across some selected cities, and thank you for watching.
And that's it on the news segment. We'll take a break now and then join Becky in Lagos for the rest of Newsline. Stay with us.
Next. Lagbaja. Omo baba muko.
Na baba be that.
How do I know you are not an impostor? Oh yeah, play me something.
Abba, my band members are all over the world. Let me connect with them on Glow 4G and make some great music for you. Who's on Glow here?
I got Glow.
I've got Glow too. I go show you. Hello, sir. Aleki, Gogo, Jide, guitar. Uzo, give me conga. Ahmed, keyboard. 1, 2, 3. No matter where you are in the world, rest assured, Glow has you covered. Glow Oga SIM, the unrivaled big boss of data. Upgrade to a 4G SIM for free and get 125% bonus. Also enjoy 25% data bonus on all auto renewals. Dial *777# to choose a plan.
Nagico. Aha! Nagico Gary Mix. Today one Gary Mix. This one I correct Gary Mix. Chocolate make your body happy. Sugar day inside a milky food inside a oh yeah, papa, mama.
Nagico Gary dey for inside 3-in-1 sachet wey be the original Ijebu Gary with milk and sugar. E dey for small cubes dem wey you fit dey chocolate everywhere you dey, and na 15 naira only. Whether you be farmer, bricklayer or office worker, Nagico Gary na the correct wakis for you. E follow come for 4-in-1 pack wey get milk, sugar, groundnut or chocolate inside. Na Erisco Foods be the first to make am. E full everywhere for Nigeria and e dey very affordable. Nagico Gary, made in Nigeria by Erisco Foods Limited.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
The All Progressive Congress, APC, Presidential Campaign Council wishes to invite all 7 APC senators and all APC senatorial candidates to a dinner with President Muhammadu Buhari. The dinner we hold as follows. Date, Monday, 28 January 2019. Venue, State House Banquet Hall. Time, 7:30 p.m. Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, Director General, APC Presidential Campaign Council. Announcer.
Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Abuja, invite applications for 2019-2020 admission. Abuja, fastest growing university in Africa, situated at Ado-Ekiti, southwest Nigeria, acknowledged by UNESCO as a world-class university, provides safe and conducive environment for learning, residential accommodation for all students and staff, 21st century teaching facilities, and a well-equipped 400-bed hospital. All 156 students pass the final bar examinations with 12 first class, the best overall student out of 6,000, and won 24 out of 36 prizes. All 43 Abuja students passed the final medical examinations with 8 distinctions inside 6.5 years. Second prize winner, 2018 ICANN ATS examinations, West Africa, 2018 UNESCO Chair in Entrepreneurship Education for Sustainable Development. Abuja, template for engineering education, destination for quality and functional education in Africa. Abuja, a vision in motion.
For Lagos State, Yoruba they say Buhari la fe o. For Lagos State, Igbo people they say Buhari kanchara. Hausa people where the Lagos State they say Buhari mukeso. South people where the Lagos State they shout Buhari we want to. Come on here with the Lagosians they say oh na Buhari we want.
People of Lagos don't agree say that only President Muhammadu Buhari go fit continue with the good work wey dey shele for our country for 3 years now. Now the man wey don begin repair our country Nigeria from the bad way it be before when them spoil am with the corruption and thief. People of Lagos State, our country don't better, so it could make we all support and vote Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yemi Osinbajo as Vice President, so if it continue and finish the good work what they do for we country. So now forward ever and backward never. Vote APC.
Buhari we want to.
Now a co-plus support group power this message.
I have seen these young Africans prosper, from some who didn't even know what to do with their lives until they got the $5,000 seed capital from Tony Elumelu Foundation, and the mentorship and the training. That gladdens my heart.
I saw this ad about the Tony Elumelu Foundation. I applied. That was the pivotal moment.
Africa Fashion Week London just came after I participated in the Tony Elumelu Foundation entrepreneurship program.
Tony Elumelu, grâce à sa fondation, permet de donner une boussole à tous les entrepreneurs de cette fondation.
Our role is not only to empower young Africans directly, we should be a voice, advocate, catalyst for economic empowerment of Africa.
The future of Africa is in your hands.
Become a Tony Elumelu entrepreneur. Apply now.
important though. 3G is great. 4G is better. You don't know what you're missing till you experience it. Buy an Airtel SIM to enjoy double data on Nigeria's widest 4G network.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
sabi and make una plan well.
Know the facts. Modern family planning methods are safe and effective. You and your partner can plan when to have a child.
Talk to your partner. Let them know you support using a modern family planning method.
Go! Get a modern family planning method today. There's a method that is right for you and your partner.
Know, talk, go. Get it together. Get it together for a brighter future.
Thanks for staying on the line. We heard about their activities and I was sent to go seek out these hardworking women. They ply their trade in the heart of Lagos. For more than 10 years, they have survived by the strength of their own hands. The most inspiring side to what they do is that they open their doors to other women in search of a means of livelihood. This feature will shed more light on what they do and how they do it. The road which leads to the operational base is unpaved and a little rugged. Stepping into the environment, one is instantly greeted by the sight of a woman peeling cassava with an easy speed that proves she's done this chore for several years. Behind her are others busy with the peeled root tubers. Taking in the scenario, it is clear that division of labor is at play. Call this setup of a full factory and you're on point, for the business has no identity.
One person started it, although that person is no more alive. We have to continue it.
When was this? When did that person start it?
The person started it about 10 years ago. This fufu is good for everybody. It's general food for everybody.
Just in case you have no idea what fufu is, it's one of Nigeria's local staple meals derived from cassava. These women process the root tubers from start to finish. After peeling the hips, which are delivered by farmers from neighboring states, they are washed, soaked in drums of water, and left to ferment for 2 or 3 days. After this stage, the cassava is filtered, cooked, and packaged for consumption.
The work is hard too. Very, very hard. Very, very hard.
This job, it makes me not to feel hungry because sometimes if I see a good customer, but the customer has is not, it does not pay me, but I manage it because I don't want to do what I don't supposed to do.
The final consumers are individuals scattered across the Lagos metropolis. The fufu gets to their tables by the efforts of other women. These sets are the outsiders who come from far and near to pick the packed fufu by the dozens. These distributors are mostly women without a means of livelihood or capital for business startups. This is where trust comes in. The processors hand the finished products over to these retailers who are expected to return with the proceeds of the day's sales. They are then rewarded with a commission. Interestingly, there's money to be made from cassava peels. Rearers of ruminants purchase them to feed their tribe of sheep, rams, and goats. Like every other line of work, their challenges are also peculiar.
When rain falls, you will not stand here. You can't face this place when rain falls.
By the way, you must have noticed that some of these women speak fluent English. This is because some of them once had regular jobs and vocations before life nudged them towards cassava processing.
I'm a footballer then.
Wow.
So later, when my husband did not allow me to go to abroad, I joined them. After 10 years ago, then I lost my husband.
Joy Mendy is not the only widow here. So now this one, you take the help your children, sister?
Yes. Help my children for school, for everything to myself.
He had to peel and to grind and to wash. He had to.
But the money is sweet now.
The money is sweet now before, but now no money, no day. We just the manage.
But people they come count and buy them.
If you get customer, if you no get customer, just remain like that.
But all of them get customer now.
By God's grace. By God's grace.
The attention of the Lagos State Special Advisor on Food Security was drawn to the efforts of these women.
I would want to encourage them and introduce them to the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund so that they can access, fund that is not that the interest rate is not killing.
The state government's interest is a ray of hope for the women, but they are worried about the coming rainy season and wish for a more conducive terrain to carry out their operations. Very hardworking, enterprising women they are. So women in other towns, it's rewarding to come together and be productive. Follow the example we just showed to you. She is a graduate of accounting, but has kept her certificate and ego aside by making a living from a vocation many of her counterparts would consider as beneath them. Abolade Salami, who met with this young lady at an enterprise summit in Lagos, reports that she's not only thriving in the field, but empowering many other young Nigerians.
The aspiration and dreams of every young undergraduate in the university is to graduate and work a white-collar six-figure job in a posh air-conditioned office. However, 30-year-old Chichi Eriobu, who took her destiny in her own hands, ventured into the akara frying business. Yes, you heard right, akara frying business.
As a university graduate, people find it funny when I talk about akara business because a lot of people look down on those frying akara. But that is a market that many people are not exploring. I mean, people eat akara every day. Because I realized that as an entrepreneur, one of the things that brings us out is seeking out challenges within our immediate community and providing solutions to them. I mean, I am 30 and I am providing this kind of solutions. And we are not just providing solutions, we are providing jobs.
Chichi's line of work is similar to some other young entrepreneurs who caught the attention of many at a summit in Lagos, a forum where they shared ideas on how to create jobs and defeat unemployment.
So I would advise the youth out there to, number one, listen to themselves, search themselves, listen to the IRB who gives inspiration because it speaks every moment, showing you problems you can solve. Once it shows you a problem, the solution is hereby. Go into it. Don't bother. The solutions will be unfolding step by step.
Successful entrepreneurs who had made their mark in various fields of endeavor took time to share their prospects, opportunities, and challenges.
We all have different stories to tell about our individual entrepreneurial journeys. The indisputable fact, however, is that the very true nature of being an entrepreneur means that you fully embrace uncertainty and that you remain constantly comfortable with being challenged regularly, especially in the early days of trying to source funding.
No person can achieve anything of value, can perform any work of significance, or create any wealth of abundance if such a person works on a project, product, or service that he or she does not have a deep passion for.
The parting word to others, particularly at the gathering of business minds, is get your hand to work. You might not know how the little beginning will end up in future.
A graduate selling akara is a wise graduate who knows how to make good money. Your job is too small. If you are unemployed, get your hands busy. Now, religious beliefs and sacred traditional practices have for decades helped in conserving nature. Jennifer Igwe, who visited a neighborhood in Lagos, says in spite of fast-paced developments, an original forest and stream are still being preserved because of ancestral beliefs.
Nigerians love eating bushmeat, and hunters ensure enough supply hits the market and by so doing enrich their purses. In spite of this, however, there are forests hunters would never take their Dane guns and gunpowder. Even their customers and those who love delicacies and meat from their catch would surely take to their heels if they found out they dared to hunt at certain forbidden forests. Believe it or not, this is one of the reasons why sacred traditions and religious beliefs have helped in nature conservation.
We have all read Chinua Achebe. We know about the evil forest and so on, and sacred groves and sacred forests. There are quite a few of them. The only problem is they are very small patches of land next to villages, and they are disconnected.
Mona monkeys, described as old world monkeys that are mostly found in West Africa, can be found in large numbers at the dense forest of the Osun-Oshogbo Grove. The forest has also been described as the last remnant of primary high forest in southern Nigeria. In spite of the rich resources of the forest, it is a no-no for hunters and bushmeat lovers. This is because the area is regarded as the abode of the goddess of fertility. In the UK, for instance, some of the best places to find indigenous trees and wildflowers are the churchyards of the country's ancient parish churches. Islamic laws also lay down precise conservation laws for protection of water sources to enable species share access and use. Now, off the Lekki Expressway in Lagos, where land is very expensive, surrounded by fast-paced development, is a small patch of forest with a stream. And not everyone is allowed into the forest, especially women. I am standing by the Esurogbo River in Ikota Orile in Aja, one of the fast developing neighborhoods in Lagos. Now, beside the river is this forest. It has been preserved for decades because of the otter shrine in it.
If anybody wants to give to bath, we use this water to bath them. And if there's anything here, even if there's measles around, we use this water to bath them. That's why we preserve that water and worship that. The faithful to that thing worship it.
No development process or sand filling for construction, which is the norm for developers in some parts of the metropolis, can ever affect it. The Bale of Ikota Orile tells us why.
There's a fire coming out. You see light on top of water. That is where that fire ends up to, that did not come out. Since that generation is that place. That's why we named this community as Iko Ota. That is the history. And since then, our forefather has been adoring that altar there.
At this annual lecture in Lagos, in memory of late conservationist and environment activist Chief S.L. Edu, guest lecturer Martin Palmer, religious advisor to the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, emphasized the need to build upon certain key aspects of religious and sacred beliefs in nature conservation.
I think it's about finding the right balance. Traditional use of forests for more environmental purposes, for herbal medicines, for care, was sustainable.
The annual Chief S.L. Edu Memorial Lecture in Lagos created a platform for religious organizations, traditionalists, the academia, conservationists, students, and other individuals to rub minds on how to sustainably protect the environment.
We hope the people keep saving and conserving their environment as we move with the times. We have no other planet but this. The people of Eziago local government area of Enugu State have again rolled out their drums as they witnessed the maiden edition of Atilogu Cultural Festival, where the artistic and breathtaking dance steps held the spectators spellbound. Yukaris Ugu captured the colorful display for Newsline.
The Enugu State Polytechnic Iwologe field was agog as the 15 cultural groups drawn from various communities in the council area showcased their dances. Atilobu cultural group Akamoge emerged the winner, while the first runner-up was Gobeze cultural group Ohandeago, followed by Special Science School Oge in the third position. best performed groups were selected to be trained as members of the Nigerian national troop, which from their communities can go and represent Nigeria as a national troop. The artistic director and director general, National Troop of Nigeria, Comrade Ta Uko, who has commenced training the selected group with his members, said the event is an innovative attempt to rebrand the national troop to be relevant to the rural communities in order to discover, develop, and promote cultural legacies of people at the grassroots.
Develop culture at the grassroots level and to find replacement and nourishment of cultural material and personnel for a national troop of the future.
The President, Pan-African Cultural Center, Dr. Ferdinand Anyekwe, called on the federal government to harness creative economy for sustainable development.
This is a little example of how you can maximize our cultural programs for cultural tourism.
Highlights were art exhibition and performance of existing Ezagu National Troupe. The theme of this year's festival is Peace is a Journey.
Way to start the annual Atilogo Festival. Those dance steps are entertaining any day. You're about to watch the summary of a carnival that has stood the test of time. With a mission to preserve the cultural heritage handed down to him by his forebears, the male Katugo Saleh Muhammadu has stayed committed to showcasing the diverse cultural practices of his emirate. This adores in an entertaining format. Zara Umaru Adamu, who attended the latest carnival, will now provide vivid details.
This is what prompted Michael Tungu, Engineer Saleh Muhammadu, to organize the annual carnival to showcase the rich cultural heritage of the emirate.
Some cultural groups, they will come because we cannot bring everybody because of the time factor. So we start from here, we go to the stadium and display our cultural things and artifacts at the stadium, and then wait again for next year. So if the government wants this, the one who are doing it in small scale, they can expand it into bigger scale.
Display of local dance steps by over 16 tribes is a reminder of the origin and history of Kaltungo people. Dignitaries from within and outside Gombe State that witnessed the carnival believe that it will go a long way in integrating and uniting the community.
There's a Hausa saying that so it is not a good thing for anybody who has a tradition to run away from his tradition.
It was well planned, well arranged, and well executed. It is a kudos to our Royal Highness, the Emir Kaltungo.
I've stayed in Kaltungo Chiefdom for 43 good years, and there was no problem. My people embrace Kaltungo. Why? Because I used to tell them this out there that there is this saying that when you go to Rome, you live like the Roman.
Considering the establishment of a museum under the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, where cultural artifacts will be preserved.
It is believed that the people's culture resides in their hearts and soul. Festivities like the carnival will definitely avert extinction of cultural values.
That was a splendid carnival. I hope you enjoyed watching. Impressive first outing, you would agree. Our next segment is Celebration Galore. Stay on the line.
My name na Chichi, and my husband they call me Chi Baby. Now why I dey use a Risco tomato paste wey be 100% natural tomato they cook? You go come hear my husband they call me Asam Pete.
Now me be tell you jare, my canteen no get rival for Ibadan. My customers no dey take my food to joke yo. Hey, them don't confirm am say real Jiko 100% natural tomato paste. They make food sweet, not be small. That now why my customers they call me Olowo Shibi. Name na like me, my family they happy anytime food already because they know say na Jiko 100% natural tomato paste good for body. That now why allergy they call me Yarinyana. Wallahi na sankifa.
Erisco with Jiko and Jiko tomato paste now made in Nigeria by Erisco Foods Limited. Then day for market for inside tin and sachets.
You discovered the things even before you discovered being a mom. You ate the things that you would not touch before. You have memorized voluminous books. Now keep discovering with Molfix Newborn. Its soft and breathable surface gently touches your baby's skin. Its ultra-absorbent structure locks the liquid in, provides the care your newborn baby needs. Molfix Newborn. Happy today, happy tomorrow.
Come on! Keep up with me. Let's go! I'ma keep winning till the world stops spinning. I'ma keep winning till the world stops. I'ma keep winning till the world stops spinning. Independent women, come on, now let's get it. I'ma keep winning till the world stops spinning.
New styles from Darling. Find your beautiful.
Cubes contains calcium and other essential minerals for growth, healthy bones, and strong teeth. It costs 5 naira per cube and 50 naira for a pack of 10. Erisco Milk Cubes, made in Nigeria by Erisco Foods Limited.
I'm an only child, and I grew up as such from an extremely poor background. Early morning, I will fetch water for the family, then go to school, come back from school, then take the cattle for rearing. The cattle was not our own, but it was a wealthier neighbor's own, who will now, in exchange, give us some grains to feed for the family.
I believe in one Nigeria where all our people have equal opportunities. We must be the hope of the common man for the common good of the Commonwealth of Nigeria.
This message is brought to you by our Moments Group.
Give me the value pack. Helen!
You do great value shopping.
Absolutely. I'm a champion at getting value.
Then you must have bought the Harpic 200 ml.
Why Harpic when I have this?
Even after applying them 10 times, they won't give a sparkling clean toilet.
Impossible.
Challenge. Detergent and bleach can't give a sparkling clean toilet even after 10 times. But Harpic 200 ml gives a sparkling clean toilet at one go.
Wow. Harpic 200 ml. Real deal. Now only 200 naira.
Welcome back. A new product that provides comfort and guarantees a good night's sleep has been introduced into the Nigerian market. It is the VitaPearl Memory Pillow, latest innovation of Vitafoam Group. The product was formally unveiled to consumers in Lagos. Emel Dori covered the launch.
That was the official launch of VitaPearl Premium Comfort Pillow, also known as Memory Pillow. The product, according to Vitafoam, is carefully designed with viscoelastic properties and spikes that allow for airflow. VitaPearl Memory Pillow is tender and soothing while also providing dryness and reduces pressure around the neck region. Group Managing Director of Vitafoam, Taiwo Adeniyi, said the new product offers therapeutic support and goes a long way in reducing insomnia.
It's a pillow that when you use, you have a good night rest. I can assure you, it gives you good dreams. Because when you have a good posture of sleep, then you're bound to have good dreams. And then you're bound to wake up with smiles.
Since 1962, Vitafoam Group has been riding on the wings of creativity, innovation, and excellence, consistently giving lifestyle products that make living truly a fine art. With its ever-evolving, deeply satisfying range of products, Vitafoam Group is offering its consumers much more than mattress, but comfort beyond the home.
The neck rest, when you stay too long in the car, we have a neck rest that you can use that make that journey comfortable for you. As you get to the office shares upholstery and all of that. We have a new company that is coming in called Fighter Parts. We hope to start production by April. We'll be producing oil filters. The first made in Nigeria oil filters will be coming from the staple of Vitafoam Nigeria PLC.
VitaPearl is an addition to the already existing product type, which include VitaCool, VitaLex, VitaRev, and VitaQuilted pillows.
Your sleep translates to your day. If you have a good night rest, then you are bound to have a good day. And if you have a good day, you are bound to be a good citizen of wherever you find yourself. So that's why we're concerned. That's why it's our duty to make sure that you have a good night rest.
Moving on, it was time for reflection, stock-taking and celebration when the #1 man in Ogun State, Governor Ibikunle Amosun, turned 61. Mohammed Adibowale reports on how the powerful event went.
Teach us to number our days so that we may put our hearts under the path of wisdom. This was exactly the situation as the governor at 61 celebrated the day and joined by his family members and friends, returning all praises and adorations to God, who have been the pillar of his success over the years. Over time, people described Governor Amosun as the architect and builder of modern Ogun State, and this is evident as friends and political associates got to his GRA Bara residence as early as 7 o'clock in the morning to rejoice with him at a breakfast party.
He has a team in the ESCO members, he has a team in the religious fathers, he has a team in the members, the citizens of Ogun State. Jointly, all of you have consciously contributed to the success that you have spoken about. Many people have spoken, and they have spoken good things about you and your selfless service to the people of Ogun State. I join them to celebrate you.
Just to show my profound appreciation for the people from Ogun West and Ogun State in general, to a man who, against all odds, said something and stood by it, and I will eternally be grateful. So wish him a very happy birthday.
For a serving governor, certainly it would not have been out of place for Ibikunle Amosun to invite the high and the mighty in the society to celebrate a 64th birthday, but he chose to celebrate with the vulnerable ones in the society. 1,000 elderly people were given food items and other gifts, courtesy wife of the governor's Uplift Development Foundation. The governor used the opportunity in what sounded like a valedictory speech to appreciate God for his grace and the opportunity given to him by the people of Ogun State to serve.
We pray to God that those remaining 4 months, God will make it easy for us, because we are still going to be working round the clock until the very last day.
He promised to continue to work for the good of the state as his administration winds down.
We have demonstrated capacity. We have demonstrated that given the opportunity, we can serve them well, and we will continue to do that. May all praises, all adoration, all glory to the Almighty God.
Also, a special Jumat prayer by Ogun State Muslim community was held at his Ibadan residence in commemoration of his birthday. It was indeed a lifetime celebration of God's goodness and fulfillment of spectacular accomplishments in a selfless service to the people.
Many happy returns to the celebrant. We wish you more years of achievements. He was head of civil service of the Federation. He died 14 years ago, but his legacy lives on. I'm talking about Malam Adamu Liman Chiroma, whose autobiography was presented to the public in Kaduna. Haman Jabani was there.
Of Public Service is the title of the book. It is a 12-chapter book written by late Malam Adamu Liman Chiroma Fika, but it was not presented to the public before he died in 2005. The book chronicles the journey of late Liman Chiroma to the topmost position in the Nigerian civil service. 14 years on, family members, friends, and well-wishers decided to honor the late seasoned administrator with public presentation of the book he authored.
We all have a feeling of fulfillment because he had started working on the book while he was alive, and shortly after, before completing the book, he left us.
Liman Chiroma was a tested career civil servant. In fact, his colleagues called him encyclopedia.
He was kind, he was caring, he was generous, he was disciplined, and he had a lot of integrity, and he is actually my role model.
Governors of Kebbi and Kaduna states, representatives of Sultan of Sokoto, head of civil service, secretary to the government of the Federation, prominent traditional rulers graced the occasion. Representative of NTA's Director General Yakubu Ibu Mohammed and some top management staff of the authority were at the event to honor the man described by many as honest, loyal, and embodiment of peace and hard work.
There are many lessons in the life of Malam Liman Chiroma, who was a career public servant of repute and a man of unparalleled integrity. And I think it's a book that every secondary school student in Kaduna State should read. That's why we're buying 1,000 copies to distribute in our schools.
He was very much physically strong, mentally awake, morally straight, virtues which he exhibited through uncommon intellect, extreme hard work, and the highest form of integrity.
Late Liman Chiroma was the head of Nigeria's civil service and secretary to the federal military government between 1975 to 1979. He died in 2005 at the age of 73.
Malam Chiroma indeed has his footsteps in the sands of time. We'll still have more stories lined up for your delight, and they will come right after this break. Newsline returns shortly.
It's not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Well.
Know the facts. Modern family planning methods are safe and effective. You and your partner can plan when to have a child.
Talk to your partner. Let them know you support using a modern family planning method.
Go! Get a modern family planning method today. There's a method that is right for you and your partner.
No. Talk. Go. Get it together. Get it together for a brighter future.
This Get It Together campaign is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health.
When I was a little girl, I loved spending time with Mum and Grandma cleaning the house. I was so excited to sing in the choir.
And your shirts are always so white.
I knew what Mum's secret was. Today, I'm a modern woman that still trusts the secrets passed down to me. It's Jik, of course. The original trusted bleach, which can be used all around your house for amazing results.
Shh, it's our little secret.
It's no secret. It's Jik's best ever extra whitening power. Just Jik it.
I'm an only child, and I grew up as such from an extremely poor background. Early morning, I would fetch water for the family, then go to school, come back from school, then take the cattle for rearing. The cattle was not our own, but it was a wealthier neighbor's own, who will now, in exchange, give us some grains to feed for the family.
I believe in one Nigeria where all our people have equal opportunities. We must be the hope of the common man for the common good of the Commonwealth of Nigeria.
This message is brought to you by our Moments Group.
The Candidates, a presidential town hall co-production between Daria Media and NTA, supported by the MacArthur Foundation. Kingsley Mogalu and running mate Umar Getso of the Young Progressive Party, Muhammadu Buhari and running mate Yemi Osinbajo of the All Progressives Congress, Omoyele Sowore and running mate Rabiu Ahmed Rufai of the African Action Congress, Atiku Abubakar and running mate Peter Obi of the People's Democratic Party. Moderator, Padria Ahmed. Town hall venue, Sheraton Hotel, Abuja. Next town hall, Wednesday, 30th January 2019, with the candidates of the People's Democratic Party, from 8 to 10 p.m. The candidates will be broadcast live on NTA and other partner TV and radio stations, as well as streamed online on NTA and DTV.media. If you are over 18 and want to be part of the audience, apply online at daria.media, or use the hashtag NGTheCandidates, or participate online using the hashtag NGTheCandidates.
Of them that don't want to come to the school because of this, because of feeding,
they always come because they know that for sure during break they are going to eat something.
I like the food that the President Aisha Buhari is giving to us.
The way the people respond in the class shows that this federal feeding has good effect on them. At times, the learner will come to the school and say, Mommy, I have stomach pain. All those one has been reduced.
Oúnjẹ tí mò ń sè ó jẹ́ oúnjẹ owó ẹ̀ ràn mí lọ́wọ́ láti ṣe nǹkan tó yẹ kí n ṣe.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Glad to have you back. Now, let's talk about love, romantic love. I know that got your attention. We love to love, don't we? However, there are skeptics who argue that love is but a fluke against those who believe that real love must have some level of spirituality to it. Well, Mohammed Abdul Kadri, who listens to both sides, reports.
Love is a unique feeling between two people.
Love is a thing of the heart, and love is trust.
Different strokes for different folks best explain the definition of love by people. However, many have walked the talk, while others are at the takeoff points to join the league of those who are experiencing love as against those who are lost in love.
I have loved a woman before.
While some say there is nothing like love, some agreed and disagreed on whether or not the concept of love is spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's a natural thing. Love is not spiritual because it's something, it's a desire, it's something that comes from mind.
Some religious leaders lent their voices.
Love is spiritual. 1 John chapter 4 verse 7 we say God is love.
The spirituality of love in Islam between a man and a woman is to love themselves.
Try to find out between love and money, which one will you pick?
I'll pick money.
You not tie love to money. That means you are not putting a condition to love, which is not proper.
These respondents look back to their days of searching for genuine love.
I met Yamira when I was in school. And so we started in school gradually.
Between I and my wife, the love was established. I saw her, I developed love on her. So we started living happily.
Contrary to the popular saying that love is in the eyes of the beholder, even when it is argued in some quarters that love is blind.
So you cannot be blind and say, oh, I really love him, we would get through it. It doesn't work like that anymore.
It's this time she will make sure she knows whom you are before going into that. That is why I say at times it's not blind, it sees road.
It is often said that love is foolish, but marriage will open your eyes.
Well, in my opinion, real love is being able to donate a kidney to your spouse. That's the ultimate love, I tell you. There's more after this time out. Don't go away.
As the 2019 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your kids as the elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who would want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are in comfortable homes and schools at home and abroad. Let's join hands to make 2019 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today
but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
It was a solemn moment for the family of late Marshal Herman Gondu, a seasoned administrator and media practitioner who was laid to rest at his hometown, Bile Gondu compound, Uchi Mbako, Tarka local government area of Benue State. Friends and associates from far and near paid their last respects to the deceased.
It was an outpouring of emotions. Reverend John Onguze, in his exhortation, admonished the sympathizers to bequeath legacies that will last for a lifetime. He noted that life is transient and it is only what man does on earth that he will be remembered for. Wife and children of the deceased said the vacuum created by the demise of their father is irreplaceable.
My husband was a good husband. He took care of the family perfectly well. He loved his sons. He's a good father.
Well, his generosity, that's what everyone keeps saying. He used to give to his last. He'll give to the point that he won't have. He'll rather let everybody smiling.
Friends and associates of Mr. Gondu described the news of his demise as a shock to them.
He was a personality who was complete, I can say, a gentleman and thoroughly a wonderful, God-fearing man.
Committed to whatever thing he was doing. He loved everybody in the family. He was a great young brother, and we miss him a lot.
The late Marshal Herman Gondu had worked in various capacities both at the federal ministries and parastatals. Late Mr. Gondu died at the age of 60.
His soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. That's this week's edition of the program. I hope you enjoyed it. We will return next Sunday.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on